AJ, my modus operandum always was excessive hilarity, mischievousness, playfulness, and it was a modus operandum, and it managed to keep them all confused and away from me, kind of. Where's that? Is that up at the top with the mind?
No, what in this process, obviously, what I've described here is a general process of major emotions. But what often happens with judgment is that a certain emotion in us is judged by our environment. That's where everything begins. And then what we do is we have a number of learned responses to cope with that judgment. One of the learned responses is humour. So what we finish up doing is a lot of people will become like always jokers. They're always joking, always joking. And the always joking is based upon our fear. It's about avoiding our fear, but not feeling anger. Does that make sense? So what we do is where our environment has judged and punished our causal emotion, then it's judged and punished our fear, and then we've learned, all right, fear is judged and punished, but humour is never judged or punished generally. Right? So what do we do with that? We then go down the track of always being funny, always being humorous, always, laughing and doing funny things and strange things to cheer up everybody around us. And it's a great way to get everybody out of their emotions. But it's also a great way to receive approval. Because, of course, nobody's going to punish or judge humour. It's very rare for anybody to say, actually, do you realise you just skipped over an emotion by having that joke? Very rare for anybody to say that to you. So what they do is they reward you. So it's part of the reward system. Remember, a punishment and judgment system is also based on rewards. And the rewards are emotional rewards for behaviour that's acceptable. Okay. And there's a large emotional reward on this planet for humour-based behaviour. Okay. Right? And the reason why is because everybody wants to avoid the real emotions oftentimes that are going on. Now, I'm not saying that all humour is caused by the suppression of negative emotion. Just like I'm not saying that all grief is caused by the suppression of negative emotion either, because you can be grieving while you're joyful, right? But what I am saying is that when we set up in our childhood this reward-punishment system that is applied upon us, what finishes up happening is we learn to do exactly what's rewarded and we learn to avoid those things that we're going to be punished with.
So it became a survival mechanism in my mature years.
Yes, yep. And it would have become a survival mechanism even earlier, perhaps.
Right, but I really see it now.
Yep. And the key is to look at when you're kicking into the survival, because whenever you're kicking into the mechanism, you are avoiding a fear.
Right.
Right? So there'll be times in the future where you will be humorous, and it will be really felt, and there'll be other times where you're bringing up a joke or something like that in order to avoid a feeling.
It's nervous, yeah.
So a nervousness, or, you're in a group of people and you don't know what to say, so you tell them a joke, or, do you know what I mean? In order to cheer everybody up or make them feel happy. So just notice within you when you're in this reward-based system that's been created and when you're in this punish-based system that's been created inside of you. And be aware too that all of this, we don't have to judge all of this because all of this is actually created by our environment. If our environment didn't have this reward-punishment system but actually gave you love no matter what you did, then would you, if you were crying, would you ever be projected at? No. If you were fearful, would you ever be projected at? No. Right? You'd just be allowed to experience it and it would be released from you. Wouldn't even carry it around anymore. You'd be completely different. And you certainly wouldn't be, oh, I'm afraid, so what can I say that's really going to make everybody relax? You wouldn't be in that mode because you'd want to feel your fear.
Seems like I learned it when I was just a wee little kid. It worked sometime, maybe when I was 3 or 4. And then it just always worked. Yep.
And it works a lot. You think of every single system that's been created in you worked probably from that age.
Probably did, yeah.
Right. So, and this is why they're so hard to access as an adult, because as an adult we're far removed from that place of complete feeling that the 4-year-old child is in. And we create these systems and maintain these systems now out of self-protection.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.